about to play right now the first edition of Stranger Things in sports. And Nathan, we're going to start with you, buddy. Give us something weird from the past week in sports.
Oh man, Ty, you're right. College football is back and something is afoot in the upside down, and it's made its way to Iowa football. But who are we kidding? It's not upside down. This is what Iowa wants. The Iowa-South Dakota State game, 7-3, but no touchdowns.
But Nathan, how did they get to 7 points without a touchdown?
Well, Ty, they got there with a field goal, and then they got a safety, and then they got another safety. I watched a 14-minute highlight reel that was just punts, incomplete passes, and safeties, and sacks. It was quite wild. Both teams, we're talking stats of 120 total yards for the game for South Dakota State, 166 for Iowa, 31 possessions in the game. 31. Do the math on that. That's less than 2 minutes of possession. Right,
that checks out.
Yeah,
checks
less
out.
than 2 minutes of possession, okay? The longest drive that South Dakota State put together was 26 yards. Longest drive they had all game. 26 yards. That was as far as they could go. They averaged 4.4 yards per pass for Iowa, 3.3 yards per pass here. We're talking pass for South Dakota State. Just both quarterbacks under 50% passing. And now, here's the weird thing as well. Not that that's weird enough, but compare this to probably the other big talked about game of the weekend, App State versus UNC, 61-63. Mac Brown taking the soul of another coach, surviving. Again, Mac Brown is back. And that game, just to compare, so we're talking 4.4 yards per pass for Iowa. App State, both of them, App State, UNC, over 6 yards per run, 10 yards per pass. Those teams had 120 and 166 yards, Iowa and South Dakota. In the fourth quarter alone, they had more yardage than either of the teams. They had 483 total yards in just the fourth quarter, which is almost 3 times as much as Iowa had in the whole entire game for just the teams combined. It was 320 yards for App State in the fourth quarter alone, which beats both of the teams' combined yardage for the whole entire game. 166 and 120, that's like 286. So 320 from one team in one quarter. Obviously way more points. I just want to read, these are the last 5 possessions of the game for Iowa and South Dakota State, not counting a kneel down. Iowa, 3 plays, 0 yards. South Dakota State, 2 plays, -8 yards, safety. Iowa, 6 plays, 20 yards, punt. South Dakota, 4 plays, 6 yards, turnover on downs, end of game. Here's the last 5 possessions for App State, UNC. 3 plays, 64 yards, touchdown, Appalachian State. North Carolina, 5 plays, 75 yards, touchdown, North Carolina. App State, 8 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. North Carolina returns an onside kick. Then App State, 2 plays, 48 yards, touchdown. What is happening in college football? It's just strange things are afoot, Ty. And speaking of strange things, I think you've got a story of someone being stuck on their way down or up, was it?
Yeah, so...
But definitely
Nathan,
for a program that's on a downward trajectory.
Nathan, what you gave us was very sportsy. I'm going to give you something a little more fun, let's say. And definitely a little more short-winded.
Sorry, Nathan did his own research, okay? I had to,
too much.
So, obviously, my Stranger Things in sports for the weekend has to come from the Virginia Tech Old Dominion football game. Not the fact that Virginia Tech lost to Old Dominion. That's become commonplace at this point. That's expected. What is unexpected is for the second half of the game to be delayed as a Virginia Tech coach or coaching staff gets stuck in the elevator heading back up to the booth for the half. And on top of that, as if it weren't bad enough, this jank-ass Old Dominion Stadium not only doesn't have working elevators, but they don't have working security either, because the Virginia Tech locker room was burgled in the middle of the game as two people dressed as fake janitors snuck into the locker room and stole a bunch of shit out of the players' lockers.
Wow.
That is a truly strange occurrence.
Do you know if a pee corner was established on the elevator?
They were in there long enough. They might have had time to, but I do not know.
Listen, you know what I don't know? Besides this weird infatuation, this strange infatuation with college football, this subpar, mediocre sport that we'll get into later if you guys want to. I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. Did you guys watch the last episode, the last season of Stranger Things? Yes?
Mm-hmm. I did.
No? Are you going to watch it, Ty?
Probably not. I've never seen it.
Okay, so we're good. It's been out for a while. These aren't spoiler alerts. So one of the biggest talked about things in this season of Stranger Things, right, is the death of a specific character. He was introduced in this season by the name of Eddie Munson, right? He was beloved by all. Mm-hmm. He kind of came across brash and arrogant at first. And you were like, oh no, this guy's just, he needs some love. He's a good guy. And then he dies, right? So I like Eddie, would die instead of listening to you guys talk about college football. Whoa. Okay? Because it's atrocious. Whoa. Let's talk about the real sport, and that's professional American football. And I got something strange for you guys. This is gonna drop. Okay. This is gonna drop on the same day as the season opener. Yes?
Depending if my kids sleep long enough.
Okay, well, if it doesn't, it helps it. So this will be either heard on the day of or the day after, right? So that puts the season opener firmly within this week. So my strange thing for this week involves one of the teams that is taking place in this opening season game, and that is the Buffalo Bills. I find it strange that somehow this bum-ass team is being heralded as the 2023 the 2023 Super Bowl champions, but that's another talk. I find it strange that somehow I'm supposed to believe that this team, Josh Allen, is in his defunct decision making that isn't just throw it to the end zone. Relax. I need a bigger sample size than that, okay? Just like we said about Dan Campbell, you can't clean your underwear once when you shit in them for 50 days and then think all of a sudden they clean. They need to be washed for a lot longer than that. How is it that the Buffalo Bills, this is kind of stats of the day too, my bad. How is it that the Buffalo Bills, the favorite to be the Super Bowl champions of the 2023 season, they haven't had an opening week touchdown by a running back since Mike Tolbert? You heard me, the Tolldozer. How is it that I'm supposed to believe that this team is going to take, don't look, think about it. It hasn't happened. I did the research. I did my own research. It made sense. Mm-hmm. How is it that I'm supposed to believe that this team that doesn't have a running back that either one of us can name off the top of our head, don't look nothing up, Nathan, I see you.
Singletary, Devin Singletary.
You don't count though, you're different.
You were talking to the
You're an outlier. You're an outlier.
Specialist. Devin Singletary made this guy some pretty penny last season when he went on a run, friends. Devin, this is also now turned into a fantasy football update. Still Stranger Things. Get on the Singletary train, folks. I think he's still going to be hot. You can't keep running Josh Allen all that much. And they discovered something. Come on, you can name. I can name. You just got served.
You don't count. I did. And what I will say is, I find it strange that no one outside of Nathan can even name the Buffalo Bills starting running back.
I'm trying so hard to remember his backup right now.
But yet somehow I'm made to believe that this team is going to host the Lombardi at the end of the season. I say this only because, what'd I say?
Toast.
You said burglared. That's not a real word.
Burgled?
Don't tell me what. Yeah, that's the corn chips at the gas station. How are you going to tell me? All I'm saying is to believe this when Mike Tolbert is the last running back to score an opening week touchdown for them as a running back is strange. It's strange. It's strange.
Go get on DraftKings, put money on a Buffalo Bills running back to score.
You faded me?
Do it.
You faded me?
We're doing ourselves a frying.
A frying.
Fading Bryan here, guys. Get on this.
Okay.
Singletary to score.
Well, listen, I'm just finding it strange. That's all.
Full
That's
unit.
all. That's all.
Okay.
G unit.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, we took a lot from that segment there. What we learned. Bryan, I don't think fully grasped the concept of this segment.
I did. I find it strange.
No, good.
Nathan could stand to close a book. Close the 10 Google tabs that he has on the
I was
going
to do so much more research if I could have stayed up later last night. I was going to go through I was going to tell you the percentage of teams that had less than 31 drives in a game. I had so many other stats that I was going to drop on you guys, and that was riveting stuff.
If you say so, buddy.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, you spoke about someone getting trapped in an elevator.
And burgling.
Ooh.
I do feel bad about messing up burgled because it's such a fun way to say burgled. Like I'm just imagining Grant Wells walking back to his locker after just shitting the bed against Old Dominion, throwing 4 picks. He's looking for his AirPods and he's like, aghast. I burgled.
Okay. You want to talk about people that no one knows about? Talk about Grant Wells just randomly dropping a Virginia Tech football player people even that's common knowledge.
Oh, trust me, I'm not going to hear that name ever again from me.
Yeah.
He sounded like a founding father. I didn't know who you were talking about.
Well, we should probably wrap this up, Joe? Yeah.
Bryan, name the founding fathers, will you?
We got Benjamin Franklin, John Hancock, Thomas Jefferson, Ulysses S. Grant. I got 3 though.
Okay. For the way that this segment ended, I think that it would be fitting of all of us to walk into the ocean. But to my knowledge, we don't have oceans directly near us. But if we did, let's say that, we all walked into a pool near us. We walked into a lake, a river, maybe a shower if none of those.
Pond?
Probably
did
not for
a
Nathan,
photo
because
shoot
California
by a
won't let him run the
pool,
shower.
maybe.
Basically what we're trying to say here is we deserve to be punished because we're doing a silly thing here. Much like the folks on the Dan Le Batard show. And so who do I get to blame for this idea, for this terrible idea that we're about to unveil? Bryan, is this you?
Ulysses S. Grant.
Okay, so Bryan, since this is your I want to get out on the front end of this. I hate this. This sucks. I am going to be the Dan of this podcast and just say from the jump, I'm not pleased with this. But because I'm a team player, we're going to move along and we're going to press forward with it, no matter how poorly it ends. So Bryan, please tell the audience what we have in store for them this NFL season.
3 words. Grid of M.A.S. Plus 3 words because M.A.S. is an acronym. Is that how it works?
Nailed
3 plus 3? Okay, cool. Our goal, because we are fans of this show, that should be a punishment in itself.
That's true.
Because y'all...
No, it's a joy, Bryan. Come on.
This
is a celebration.
It is, except when you're fans of a show that build content for an entire 17-week season, and then don't pay off that content by upholding their punishments. I love the idea of the grid of death. So much so that I think the grid of M.A.S is necessary as the number one fan podcast for the Dan Le Batard Show. The number one. It's simple. Every week, us three will spin a wheel consisting of the show members' names. Whoever we individually land on respectively, yes, we are now attached with that person's helmet of choosing in their sponsored bucket of death. We now have one decision to make. Will we fade their choice or will we go with them? If we indeed get it wrong like they do, we must uphold ourselves to the same level of integrity that they hold themselves up to, and we must take part in the same punishment respectfully and as close to emulated as possible. Ty hinted earlier, we don't have beaches near us. I do, but it's like an hour and a half away. Nathan lives on a beach, so I mean, I don't know how to. Oh, okay.
I don't. There's a lot of sand and dirt.
Okay.
It's a desert.
It's going to the yard.
The ocean is, yeah.
So there's obviously some punishments that we will be kind of silly to try to recreate, but I feel most of them, with our three brains combined, can offer a beautiful piece of content to you, the listener, to you, the fan. And I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. Listen, that pressure, listen, in the words of the words, pressure either bust pipes or make diamonds. All right. And I'm here to make diamonds.
That's right.
I'm here to make diamonds, baby. Or capture the pipes bursting and getting views.
Right.
Like a
diamond.
Diamond.
Teamwork.
Yeah. So since I'm the oldest one here, I should go last on the wheel.
Okay. Do we know that you're the oldest one? Do we have that confirmed?
How old are you?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm old.
How old?
I'm 35.
Oh, so
What's
close.
your social security number?
Whoa. Whoa. Listen.
Right, but yeah, I'm going to assume that means you're the oldest.
Damn, that's ouch.
Folks, 34.
Ah,
so close.
there you go. See, we got shiggles.
How am I the baby of this group? 31 over here. Wow.
Yeah, you like Little Caesar's pizza. Kind of makes sense now.
So we brought out the wheel here, but who's going first? Are we doing it just like the show where we can pass, we can keep the first one and get a second spin if we want?
Ooh,
I like that. Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Though to be honest, it doesn't do us a whole lot of good right now, though, because we don't know what helmets they've picked yet. So really, we could be screwing ourselves in the process.
I like it. I like it.
So who's going first?
Why not? Why? I hate this idea in the first place. Let's just keep doubling down. Let's go. Let's roll, baby. Let's roll. Who goes first?
Ty's going first.
All right, spin that wheel, baby.
All right, you guys ready?
Spin me.
I'm so ready. Oh, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Oh, you good rummage. Oh,
Roy Bellamy.
There you go.
If we were wait, so is he accepting it? So there's no, because now Roy's gone.
Oh yeah, took it
but
off the wheel.
if we were experts,
Roy's not gone, guys. Roy's right there.
We'd have their stats from last year all set, ready to go to make an informed decision. But Ty,
That's what I thought you were doing.
sorry, I was too busy figuring out Iowa and South Dakota State stats in comparison to App State.
All right, so what I'm trying to think of here is like Roy's temperament. Roy doesn't want to do these grid of death punishments.
just like you.
Roy is gonna try to make an informed decision. He's not gonna be bold like sometimes Billy or Stugatz is. He's not gonna fuck around with this because Roy is a very serious man. We know that from the time that he was on this podcast. I think I'm gonna keep Roy. I'm gonna keep
There you go.
Roy. I'm gonna keep him.
There you go. And that's where the gamesmanship comes in at. It's not so much as because let's be honest, no one knows what the fuck is going. No one knows what the heck is going to go down on Sunday and Okay, no one knows what the fuck is going to happen on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and Monday. No one knows. We've seen this every year since we've all been alive. No one knows. So what we do know is we know these fucking show members. And we know their tendencies. And just like he displayed, he knows how they think. So it isn't so much about knowing the helmets, but knowing the hand that grabs the helmets. Keep that in mind. You ready, Nathan?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay.
DJ, spin that shit.
Come on. Land on my grind, land on my grind, land on my grind, land on my grind. Come on, Mike. Oh. Cody.
Chris.
You know,
Cody.
I feel like Cody's a food punishment guy, right? I feel like he takes like the disgusting food things. He doesn't do too many of the visual gags that I can recall, but it's been so long since I've done a grid of death thing. What? So many good words. Let's spin again. No, let's just spin again. I gotta get, let's see what happens. Spin again. And this one I'm stuck with. Come on.
All right, so this is final now.
My grind.
This is final.
Final spin.
Oh, I don't know.
After declining
Get Greg. Oh,
I got Greg. Oh no.
Greg.
He's got so many punishments out there. Who did he draw? You guys remember? He's already drawn, so I can actually. Do you guys remember who he drew?
No.
Oh my goodness, we gotta find this out, guys. So
But they drew yesterday. They drew Tuesday
they
show
drew for him, so I can actually announce if I'm gonna stick with him or fade him. So you go ahead and spin. This is what happens when you listen to shows at 2.5, 3 times speed. Get this, folks.
1 second.
All right, and Nathan, you received Greg Cody, which, as we know from earlier in the week, decided to roll with your Tennessee Titans.
Yes, King Henry is back. Toting the Rock is back. He's breaking face masks over the season like they're made of stale cheddar cheese. I don't know why that's the thing that came to mind, guys. Don't just accept it. Would definitely break if it was stale cheddar cheese, right? Stale cheddar. Just snapping them like a man. I'm gonna ride with Cody on this. I'm not gonna fade him. I'm sticking with him. Come on, Greg.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're just talking.
Dude,
Daniel Jones
way.
might come out looking like Eddie Jones and hell that is the basketball player. And I don't know what that means, but he might do something amazing. You never know. It's the football, guys. It's the football. Tannehill. You have Tannehill.
No, you see, Tannehill has been putting in the work. He's gonna come out strong because he's got to fend off
Malik Willis,
who's coming for all his stuff. Derrick Henry, he's going to be healthy, but we're not going to let him, tote the rock too much because we got to keep that guy healthy. There'll be some drop off for the Titans, right? We did go way above expectations. We'll come back down a little bit to earth, but we taking it to the Giants. Boys, I feel great. I'm going to have a great Sunday.
He's confident.
Otherwise.
I can't wait. Sunday. I can't wait. I love football. Football's back.
Daniel Jones about to have the game of his life.
They call him Danny Dimes for a reason. Danny Dimes for a reason. All right, now it's my turn. Oh man, this is making me nervous. Now when the shoe's on my foot, it makes me feel weird. Who's the worst one so far, right? It's Greg Cody. By bar means by bar none, bar none, right? There you go. By any means, bar none, right? He's the worst one by far, right?
Maybe in terms of the number of punishments, and yeah, he does usually go for like a visual gag.
Okay.
Although,
okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. All right. Ready? Here we go. Bang.
All right. Bryan is spinning the wheel right now. The last spin, maybe, as it lands on a 1.
Oh, that's going to Chris.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
I don't trust the wheel anymore. Run it back. Replay.
I don't trust
Bryan,
Billy Gill.
Here's the thing with Billy. Billy is an agent of chaos. You know,
He is.
sometimes he likes to fuck with y'all, especially the people in the studio. He likes to pick some wacky games, but he is also simultaneously the Duke, 5th most
Touche.
respected football analyst in the world, according to The Guardian. So, who better to trust your pick with?
And the last time we ever did Most Valuable Show Members, he was my pick. So listen, I'm riding or dying with Billy the Kid. That's my guy. I'm doing it. It's done. Locking it in. B Green, Billy. Once we find out these teams, we'll let you guys know. Make sure you stay tuned to all the socials. Nathan, hit him with the socials.
Yeah, we probably are going to drop like a story of what Bryan and Ty are going to choose to fade. Probably do that on our Instagram. Maybe drop it on the tweeters too, on the YouTube shorts. We're really on and popping right now with our social media game, friends. Maybe I'll drop it on our website. I don't know, fanlebatard.com, right? But if you want to follow us on the old Instagram, friends, we are I definitely know Instagram and
Would you like me to filibuster, Nathan?
Or could you just say what the username is? Because I know I can find it. I can't.
You sound like your mustache.
I know. We're just
we are at Fan
Lebatard
Show.
Show. All right, Fan Lebatard Show, no spaces.
Yeah, Fan Lebatard Show, one word.
Yep.
No spaces.
There you go.
Thank you, Nathan.
Check that out for our fades. Our fades are what do we? If you're fading, what do you do? Are you riding with? If you stick with them, our fades and our rides, or what?
Fades. I think it's just fade. I think this is like one of them things where it's like,
well, if you fade them, you're right going
against them.
But
fade,
if you stick with them,
ooh, hitch,
like rides or fades,
hitch or fade. Ooh, football. Right. Ooh,
definitely good content for our fans.
Because hitch would be staying where you're at, right?
Yeah, that's a hitch, right? I think, right? Yeah,
or hitches and fades.
Okay, so everyone's currently hitching ourselves with our picks. Well, no, actually, Ty and I we got to know who our guys are picking first. First of all, let's hitch that for a second. And while we're on the topic of hitching things, I don't want to speed past this amazing accomplishment. Yeah, I know. Y'all know we were going to mention it. And what that is we are on with our very own Nathan Minima. Nathan Minima. Now he has something that neither Ty nor myself can stake claim in. And I would love to even tell you what it is, but that would be rude of me because I'm not the one holding that accomplishment. I'm not the one holding that objective. That objective? That's not what I want to say, but you know what I meant. I like that. That's my shtick. I say things. Yeah. Achievement. There you go. Nathan, what is it that you can hold over our heads for the rest of our lives?
Well, gentlemen, I can say that technically, I'm going to say technically I'm Suey nominated for the.
Wow.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I am claiming a technical Suey nomination for the Lando Norris awkward moment on the show in which Jess asked him, "Did you sign this photo?" Because I'm the one that sent that photo. with what is revealed there, a fake signature, which I asked my wife to do because she does calligraphy and stuff. And I said, honey, here's a picture of this guy's signature. Can you mimic it? And then write, I like your style, because it was a Vanity Fair shoot. And going back into a little way back, just there. And it led to an awkward moment on the show, for which I will say now I am technically a Suey nominated person on the show. Technically, just technically.
So is this kind of like your UCF national championship? You went undefeated and you are claiming the Suey nomination?
Sure. Exactly like it.
Well, hopefully it goes well for you, Nathan. We are pulling for you. I don't know what we have to do, what strings we have to pull, who we have to press.
That's true. I didn't even think of
to actually get the voting.
What click farms do we have to contact?
Yeah.
Because
let me tell you, if Yeti Blanc or Andrew Streeter are nominated in this category, we got our work cut out.
They're not. They have not created any awkward moments on the show. That's just me. Technically.
That's your domain.
Yeah. Props to Jess. Shout out to Jess. Thanks for using that to create, which I thought was perfect. She got some blowback for that, or the show tried to take her out for it, saying, threw away credibility, but I understand it. And I appreciated that she used something that I sent for content. And now I can say technically Suey nominated. Speaking of which, have you guys been enjoying the Sueys? I sure have.
I enjoy the notion of Jess again taking something from us, and
shots fired.
She just needs to take something from Ty, and we got the whole Infinity Gauntlet over here.
Shit. Are we gonna dive into that and tell the people what we mean by that?
Listen, I'm not. They know the episode. Go listen to episode 64. And what number was it? What number was it? Go back and listen to the episode where we had the wonderful Smetty on, and just listen to some of the ideas I was throwing out there on ways to ramp up fan engagement on the TikTok, specifically about a certain musical that shall not be named, because I don't want to keep giving free pub to a place that don't want to kick it back down.
But now, Bryan, though, if their stuff is on the TikTok, have you created an open verse or whatever video for the big game? Have you even implemented your idea?
Funny you should mention that. I haven't. Because I was at a protest, and this was my first time on the episode on this beautiful platform of ours to actually get that off. And now that it's released into the atmosphere, listen, Jay-Z once said, you can never heal what you never reveal, right? And I just revealed it. Now the healing process can start, and now we can start by making some wonderful art on that TikTok. So stay tuned, folks. Y'all gonna see it soon. Oh yeah.
I'm enjoying the Sueys.
Yes, sir.
Sueys are dope.
Yeah.
You guys have a favorite category that you look forward to every year? I mean, I think for me, show songs. Although it's hard to think of how many there will be. I've been, starting to create show songs. Maybe someday one of mine will find its way. One of my poorly created songs will find its way to the show, and I can once again claim to not just be technically nominated, but nominated.
Speaking of show songs, don't you have a new show song to play for the people?
I do have one that I've created that I have not released to the public yet. I have created Follow Supli, which you can find on our SoundCloud. And I also did Fear the Parlay, which was a cover of the Korn song Fear the Something. Can't remember it.
Let me just pause for a second and just say, as a trio, we are bringing our A game tonight when it comes to memorization and just generally knowing things and speaking in general. Audio medium. That's all I needed to say. Nathan, continue.
Yeah, I've done that. I have other songs that I've written but haven't. I have 2 other ones fully written, ready to go. I just got to sit down and record them at some time. One is about Greg Cody,
Ooh.
And one is another Mike Ryan super follower song. The one I have not released yet, and I'm waiting for the right time, is another Mike Ryan super follow song. But that could be coming soon.
Damn, that's a lot.
Speaking of that, do you feel a little bit silly promoting the Mike Ryan super following, knowing that he has not received a dime from that yet, and Twitter is withholding his funds?
Good point. Twitter, pay, in the words of John Malkovich, pay that man his money. I think nailed it. Spot on John Malkovich impersonation from the movie Rounders, right, guys?
Limited fake nomination right there.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Pay that man his money. Oh my God.
I stopped super following Mike Ryan.
Wow. That's the best revelation.
Yeah. After, when I was down in Florida and after everything that had happened with the whole Billy Gill airline situation and me being left in Orlando, I reached out to him and I figured super follower, super followee, there'd be some sort of direct line to kind of like, hey, let me help you out, my brother. No response. No response. Absolutely no. So I couldn't find it. I treat big companies like that, right? I treat big companies that way. I don't eat it like Chick-fil-A because of some things. I don't spend my money at certain places because of some things. I don't do that. So why would I keep doing that with someone I super follow if they just leave me high and dry and they can't just arrange a car service to come pick me up like 50 miles away?
That's fair. That's a valid gripe. Nathan, your response for giving twitter.com directly $2.95 a month. That's not going to Mike Ryan at all.
If Twitter doesn't give Mike Ryan his money, we will riot. The people will rise up. I will delete 10 of my accounts and the rest of the burners will follow. Twitter, pay Mike Ryan his money or all the burners go away and you will become way less valuable because people will realize how little people are actually on Twitter because it's just a bunch of people creating fake accounts and bots, Twitter. So if you don't want your dirty little secret to be uncovered, I suggest you start paying Mike now.
For legal purposes, I would like to go ahead and state that this show in no way endorses rioting or burning, especially in light of certain events that may or may not have occurred in January of 2020.
Wait, what happened in January?
Don't worry about it. Don't need to relitigate it.
Nathan threatens Twitter.
You can go. You can go find one of our old episodes that included a very passionate monologue from yours truly on the subject, if you really want to.
Oh man, I wish I was aware that this podcast existed then, because I would have been.
I awkwardly asked Lorenzo about where he was because he was still living around DC at the time. He was like, I was hoping you weren't going to ask me about that. And I'm pretty sure I was like, well, since you brought it up. But yeah.
Speaking of which, though, how about Mike Ryan losing another bet? I'm gonna have to cape up. I'm gonna have to cape up for him all over again. Hashtag stop the TP meal. Right, this guy keeps placing bets, except for his super follow bets. Start if you were in early on the super follow bets, like money, folks. But Mike just, if he needs to. Ty, I feel like you've got more to say on this because I'm going to support him. I'm going to ride with him. But as a super follower, though, I know what his plan is for the toilet paper. How about that?
Well, I cannot speak to what his plans are, but I will say this, Mike Ryan, if you hear this, you probably will. I know you're a listener.
He'll definitely hear it.
My guy.
Because I'll put it on our social
doing things for
Fan Batard show.
I understand You're
on
passionate
Instagram.
about your sports. But my guy, you got to stop making these bets
We're on
on
YouTube
college
too.
football of all sports. If nothing else, reel them back in. Like, I will admit this is less intense than shaving your head, but I'll be honest, dude. I don't know if we got another rally in us. Like, we rallied
TikTok?
thousands for the Stop the Shave movement.
Not TikTok.
The 3-ply toilet paper thing. My guy, what are you doing? Single ply. First off, single ply
on the
is your better option. Put that in some water; it'll just dissolve. Drink it. Bing bang boom.
6,000 views.
Three plies, like that's a lot, man. That's all of a sudden you start folding them on top of each other, and you gotta bite in and take a big old bite. It's no good.
Mm-hmm.
My guy.
Made music videos for the big game.
Just stop. I know you're gambling again. It's in your nature. I know you, Mike Ryan. I know you.
On the YouTube.
And you got to fight those urges.
Yeah.
Because if you can, then you're golden, like the Canes. But if you can't, you're just going to keep finding yourself in these predicaments.
My
the next thing you're doing is you're eating a poopy off of a plate or something ridiculous like that because you can't help yourself.
I don't understand how Twitter or how YouTube decides to upload stuff in the short shelf. I put one video up and it gets almost 1,000 views.
What happened in January?
It was a casual gathering of some patriots who were just asking questions.
9 views.
Brian, they were just asking questions.
Worked really hard on it.
The people weren't ready to hear the questions.
Didn't work
they
at all.
They were ready to hear the answers. They were ready to hear any of it.
Got 1,000.
And I don't think we need to relitigate it.
It's been like 2 hours.
We certainly don't need to do any investigations. Congress doesn't need to get involved. We don't even need to call the police.
Mimicking Lebatard shorts.
It wasn't even what some are calling an insurrection. It was more of a kerfuffle, if anything. A light dust
9
up.
views.
A scrap at most.
Boys will be boys.
Boy, you know what? Boys will be boys. And the woman who got shot and killed in that,
God now.
Sometimes girls will be boys.
Yeah, exactly. Girls do be being boys sometimes out here.
Girls do be being boys.
That's not a commentary on any LGBTQ plus issues either. That's just us being bad at saying stuff, which is commonplace on this episode.
Words are hard.
They're hard.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun. Anyone else got anything before we say goodbye for this week's episode?
All right, everybody, check us out on all the socials, right? We got the YouTube channel, we got and we got the websites, we got the fanlebatard.com, we got taketbgthere.com, and we've got the Instagram Fan Lebatard Show. We've got the Twitter handles at ShaveStop, at One Opportunity, at other ones, 8 other ones, which I can't even remember because since my phone went into the pool, I've only bothered to sign back into 4 of them.
Nathan, I'm about to end your whole career. One of them is Jeffrey Sport.
I mean, they should know that one. I haven't even signed back into that one though. Poor Jeff.
You have like an HGTV kitchen.
Do I? Fancy.
So you gotta do some dishes though, my man.
I know. Yeah, I was just about to comment.
They're piling up out of
there. I did them last night. Oh man, those are actually what you're seeing are actually dry dishes on top of a drying rack that you can spread over the sink. So that's it does from here looking. It does look kind of like a mess. Yeah, there's thermometers and stuff. This is great for the podcast too, by the way.
Brian, what's your social handle?
At be greater than, because I always want you to be greater than you were yesterday.
And I'm at Lebatard_fan on Twitter.
That's how you drop socials, Nathan. Jesus.
Too many.
By the way, if the Bills make it to the Super Bowl, I will eat 3 squares of toilet paper.
Whoa.
Wow.
And I ain't got a problem with it because I know it ain't going to happen because they some bitches. I don't like the Buffalo Bills. I don't like the Buffalo Bill franchise. I don't like the
Go ahead.
I don't like the Buffalo Bill franchise.
Yeah,
I don't like Buffalo wings. I don't like Buffalo baked beans. I don't like Boston baked beans. I don't like Buffalo the city. I like Buffalo the rappers. But I don't like the rest of the Buffaloes. Now, I got no hate with Buffalo. I like Buffalo. I just hate why we always got to do this. Why we always got to grab this, like, there's always like the situation where we got to grab this like great white hope quarterback. And it's like think about how long Patrick Mahomes had his reign. He had his reign for like 2 years. And then it was like, nah, son. Josh Allen is our guy now. This is who we're running with. It's like, no. You got Lamar Jackson out here busting his ass. He can't even get a contract extension. He can't get a contract extension. You got Patrick Mahomes being questioned, and he horizontally throwing footballs off his side in the Super Bowl, hitting his receivers in the face masks. And they can't catch it. Yet we somehow seem to go, nah, Russell Wilson, he washed up. He don't deserve his contract. All these great black and brown quarterbacks that we just skip over and we hold up and anoint Josh Allen because Josh Allen has 2 first names, his first names. Like, what is his middle name? Edward?
Dawson Knox.
No, I don't like this idea that Josh, you have to earn it. If you have more years in the league as ass than you got years in the league is not ass, then guess what? You is still ass.
Jake Kumaro.
And him too.
Isaiah McKenzie. Awesome. That guy blew it up, dude. Isaiah McKenzie. Shout out to Isaiah McKenzie.
I'm just saying.
Made me a pretty penny.
Why we do this?
Picked him up.
Explain it, Ty. Explain it, Ty.
1% play on the DFS.
Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Why can't they just let the proof?
Papa some money. Help paid for the kitchen.
He gets heralded higher than the person that beat him in 13 seconds.
Are people talking about McKenzie this year?
Patrick Mahomes beat him in 13 seconds.
Streamer?
13.
I mean, people are high on.
You know how long 13 seconds is? Not long. And Patrick Mahomes like, that's all I need. I got you, fam. Like, you can't, like, they changed the rule for Josh Allen. What is this?
I don't know.
Every time Tom Brady, tuck rule, let's change the rule for him. They ain't changed no damn rule for Donovan McNabb. They ain't changed no damn rule for Warren Moon. They ain't changed no rule for Mike Vick. Except, oh yeah, when you go to jail, it don't count. You still got to go to jail again because the first time don't count. Like, they don't change rules for none of these amazing black and brown quarterbacks, but they change rules for these great white hypes. Josh Allen is ass. I'm calling it right now. Josh Allen won't have more than 30 touchdowns this year. He will have 20 plus interceptions. He will have 10 fumbles. And if he doesn't, you gotta tune in. You gotta tune into the next episode of the Fan Batard to figure out what will happen if he doesn't reach those marks.
I'm not a Josh Allen fan, but you will regret this.
Is Brian. He walking away? Is he walking
30 touchdowns. That's it.
Brian. Is he walking away? Listen.
Josh Allen train.
No. There ain't no train. That train stops at platform 14 and 3/4. We're done with him. I'm done with him. You know what? I love buffalo wings. I'm gonna just admit it. I love buffalo wings. It don't matter.
The Jets twice a year.
I'm telling you this right now. The Buffalo Bills will split the season series with the Jets. I'm telling you right now. You heard it first. You heard it first right here. Zach Wilson will beat the Buffalo Bills on a hobbled knee with his mom in the stands with his roommate.
Have you seen
it will happen.
Video I made?
It will happen. I like the Buffaloes. I like where Buffalo is in the country. I like their fan base. I like Buffalo seasoning. I like Buffalo baked beans. I like Buffalo as a state. I like Buffalo as a country.